Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we got a game in the Baltimore for you, Einstein. We got Yamamoto, preserves the penetration of the AP at range. Dimitri Dewey, aka Von Essen, makes it harder for the enemy to protect their ship by angling your AP shots here. Trident domination mode game. This is going to be focusing on how to play radar cruisers. Okay, it's a very important boat. And in fact, look at all these radars. Chop, I have Wichita, Baltimore on their team. Baltimore, Marley on our team. Oh, and we got a Tallinn as well. So a lot of radars out there. We're going to get the highest score, though, by a mile. And that's because we're going to be playing the radar cruisers effectively. Okay, so domination mode game, high tiers. You should be considering the destroyers the top target. And then the radar cruisers the top target B. Okay, in my mind, they're just as valuable because killing the enemy's destroyers is as important as keeping your own destroyers alive. Okay, this is domination mode 101. How do you score points in domination mode? You capture these bases, then the score goes up in the background, and you trade points back and forth based on sinking ships. But if you neglect to play the caps, you lose game after game. Okay, so you see radar cruisers, typically high-tier American, British, Soviet cruisers usually have them. Those should be at the top of your targeting priority sheet. Same thing with the destroyers. You get a good shot at the destroyer, go ahead and pop it. Okay, so that's how we're playing domination mode. What are we doing here, though? We're trying to position between A and B, and we're keeping an eye on this Bismarck. Now, there's 3 ships per side above the A, B, and C caps. Bismarck leaves. That's a clue, okay? At least one of those ships left A. Now we see the next one pop up. What's this? Baltimore. He's coming at a fairly steep angle. Now, the U.S. heavy cruisers already have good penetration angles, so even if they're heavily angled like this, we can still usually damage them with the AP. It's definitely worth testing. Oh, boy, the Kansas blasts them off the face of the earth. But go ahead and test the AP whenever you can. If it's demonstrating time after time, okay, we're getting a bunch of shatters, ricochets, then go ahead and switch over to the HE, unless you're pretty sure. But Baltimore, dead. Bismarck left his responsibilities for no apparent reason. A, occupied by a destroyer. Radar cruiser, here we come. We're backing up. We're going about 20 knots. Look at the map. Our blue detection ring outside of A. So as soon as we get spotted, we know that we got a direct line of sight on this guy, right? So we're figuring out where he is. He's not on the left side of the cap. He's not now at the north side. He must be on the right-hand side. And as soon as we get spotted, we're going to go ahead and throw this radar. You could see me a moment ago checking kind of the distance to the buoys on the far end. And then we know our radar's 9-kilometer range. So we knew as soon as we got spotted, the thing would be in the cap. Go ahead and pop the radar. And great job by the team behind us shooting the destroyers as well. But the Kiev, he's in trouble here. And we get him up for about a third of his health there. And another cruiser popping him down. Now he's down to about a third of his health. We go ahead and pop the sonar. And as we whack him, one more hearty whack there. Just because we can assume, he wasn't really shooting that much. So it seems like he was launching torps. And then, just because of the fact that he's close enough to us, he's probably going to be launching torps anyway. So since we have the sonar available, use that, spotted the torps. We're going to dodge them anyways, even if we didn't have the sonar, because we expected that play. And one of their destroyers down off the board. And this side's effectively won. As long as the guys that are on the cap right now stay on the cap and capture the base, this flank has been routed, and we've done our job incredibly well. So now I'm moving over to cover the B cap. We don't have a radar up for 2.5 minutes here, but we can still see what we can do over here. Maybe we can spot the destroyer from someone on our team, or we can whack this Zara, who you can see on the map is looking like he's going to come around this bend basically perfectly broadside, and we will be demonstrating the ferocity of this AP as we tear his side to shreds here. You got to be wary about this. This is some of the best AP in the game, and boom, there goes about just shy of half of his health. And he knows he's in trouble now. He's in serious trouble. But look at our position. We got good coverage from the team. They're spread out horizontally. Not everyone's clumped up. Their guys largely clumped up north. That's a inferior position in terms of map control. We have great position here because now he's forced to angle to me because he realized we'd blow him up very quickly. But now other guys on the team, if they want to shoot him in the sides, they had shots at least. So now he's like, okay, I'm going to either hit the silent or I got to turn off. So we're just kind of anticipating this, just assuming he's going to turn here at the last moment. If he beaches himself, he's parked at an angle that we can shred him there as well. Aim just a smidge high there. He turned just a little bit tighter than I was expecting, but he won't last for much longer. Now the B is still getting captured, but check that out. The Udachi pops up on the screen there, and as soon as we notice that, we'll go ahead and switch over to the HE and get ready to blast him. No radar, no sonar, but his guns are going off, and he's kind of running for his life here. So another great time to get some points on the board and basically wreck the red team's ability to score points, aka capture bases for the remainder of the game. Okay, this is their last destroyer, and you can see how slow these turrets turn, even with the Einstein double turret traverse build. Einstein's got a perk, and he's got the Ingenious that helps the turret traverse. We got everything on this thing to help the turret traverse that we can, but you know, the back guns, we had to basically turn the ship pretty hard just to get those in position. So that's why I usually recommend Kincaid there, but there's the destroyer threat. We'd like to go ahead and get B. It'd be nicer if one of those destroyers get it, but we are slamming on the brakes, preparing to potentially back into B. I probably would have a hard time capturing it. You can see a Bismarck there, 10 kilometers, so by the time we get back, probably be about 7 or 8 kilometers likely getting spotted. So not able to capture B yet, but if we move back a little bit, we can cover those ships, kind of scare the Wichita, scare the Bismarck, give those destroyers room to get on the caps. So that's the game plan there. But you can see the positioning that's required to use these radars effectively. You got to be near the caps, okay? You can't be sitting in the back. Radar cruisers that are in the back, with, you know, doing the backline Betty thing with the battleships parked on the moon. They're pretty frustrating when they're on your team because they're not really doing what you need them to do, which is get those destroyers spotted. Look at this AP at range. Now we do have Yamamoto, yes, but the AP at range is great even if you just let it be without enhancing it whatsoever. I mean, the Baltimore AP is just nasty, nasty stuff. So do not get broadside, but once again, you can see we got plenty of crossfires built in due to the space in between us and our team. So these ships are going to have a hard time dealing with it. Now, what you can do even is, like, let's say you have an island between you and the cap, but you have the cap fully covered with a radar. If it's getting captured, you can pop the radar and spot for your team and hope your team will kill the destroyer. I really, as a solo player primarily, rarely will I elect to make that play unless it's very desperate, just because I don't find my random teammates very responsible when it comes to recognizing, okay, the radar's been used, and there's the destroyer. We got to go all in on killing that destroyer. It's a huge scoring play, huge scoring opportunity. It's like going on the power play in hockey. You know, you basically want to be capitalizing on these advantageous plays whenever possible. Okay, the destroyer getting spotted, especially when he's not prepared to defend himself. You kind of have to think, okay, I failed if that thing lives past that, unless you really scare him off the cap or something, or damage it quite a bit. Maybe you can consider it a success then, but usually you want to use you want to trade a radar for a destroyer. Okay, so that's the goal with using them. So if you're going to just use the radar without being able to shoot the destroyer yourself, that's a risky play in my mind. So you can make that play all day with the vision mates who you can say on the comms, get ready, I'm about to radar this guy, and then you know they're going to be shooting the target. Or if you're of the mind that you're the guys that you're randomly playing are responsible enough to do it, maybe they're demonstrating themselves to be good players or something, then you can take that chance as well. But usually I'm going to make sure my guns are loaded with the shells I want, they're pointed at the anticipated location of the destroyer, and I got a nice clear line of shot or line of sight. Then I'll go ahead and pop the radar and go ahead and try and whittle them down like we saw on that Kyiv to open the game here. So now Ganai's now at range. I expected him to angle in. That's why I've been loading this HE here. Just trying to get a little bit more damage, but you can see this is a pretty dominant game. We got all 3 caps. We're up by about 600 points. And that's, you know, the team as a whole played pretty well, but we'll get about 1,000 points more than the next highest scoring guy. And that's really because we were spotting destroyers via the radar, which was allowing our team to shoot them, and we were hitting the destroyers, and we got some nice hardy whacks in the rest of the team. So that's a look at the Baltimore and how to use radars. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, hey, consider subscribing. We got lots of World of Warships coming all the time for you. Questions, comments, do love to hear from you guys. Leave them below. And we'll see y'all later. Peace.